الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وأحسن الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. We start by praising and glorifying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by His infinite mercy, acknowledge that all praise is for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that He is the one that we praise, we love, and this a'zam of praise is the most highest of praise that anyone can be praised, and that praise is only for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And from what we think and we are grateful for is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent down the Quran. He sent down the book with no iwajah, with no shape, form, or fashion of any type of deficiency. It is perfect. It is essence. It needs no changing. Its interpretation is clear. We have all the understandings that we need from this Quran and from the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We seek the aid and the assistance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We seek refuge in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from the evil and the wickedness that is found within ourselves. We openly bear witness that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is by himself, no associates, no partners. He has no partners with him whatsoever. And this is what comes in this perfect book, this perfect Quran that has no iwajah inside of it, that has no type of fallacies, has no type of fault, nothing. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is perfect. And then He has sent the messenger, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, as if he is the slave of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is the a'zam of what we attain to try to be. He is the a'zam. He is the pinnacle, the highest that one can reach of worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that he is the slave of Allah, last and final messenger. Whomever it is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guides to this path, and there's nothing, no one that can come and lead you astray. And so we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for guidance. Whoever it is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala leads astray, that there's nothing or no one that can come to lead him to this correct path of Islam. We have a verse in these few verses we would like to discuss today in the night of Allah ta'ala. And today is the day of Yawm al-Jumu'ah. And from the prophetic teachings of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is that we learn we should all be reciting the 18th chapter of the Quran, Suratul Kahf. Suratul Kahf is a life blessing for each and every one of us. As many of the ulama, they have explained Suratul Kahf, the importance of reading it from one Jumu'ah to one Jumu'ah is that it will teach us different ibarat, different life lessons that we are all in need of. From the parent to the child, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He started off this surah, Suratul Kahf, the surah of the cave, by praising Himself, and He is due to all praise. Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, alladhi anzala ala abdihi al-kitaba wa lam yaj'al lahu iwaja. That this praise is for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the one who has sent down the Quran to His slave, the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So this means the Quran can never be understood from its recitation, from its understanding, and no other way than from how it was upon this slave, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. No other way. If our recitation is in contradiction to this, then we have left off the Quran in its totality. There's no way, shape, form, or fashion that this Quran has been sent down to us that it has any type of deficiency. None whatsoever. And we praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for this book. And if He Himself has mentioned that there is no shape, form, or fashion inside it. The next few verses, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He talks about those who lie. And we are approaching this season, this Mawsam, that the liars are coming about. We're seeing the liars in our days and times talking about celebrating the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam's birthday. We don't find this in the Quran. We don't find this from the Sunnah of the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We don't find any of those rightly guided. The Khulafa al-Rashideen, Abu Bakr, Uthman, Umar, Ali, any of those promised Jannatul Firdaus. Not any of them promised Jannah. None of them has practiced this. And we're going to see the Muslims fall into what? The lies of the same lies, celebrating another prophet's birthday. Isa bin Maryam, alayhi salatu wasalam. Then we find ourselves within our culturalism. That's saying, I'm going to practice Thanksgiving. I'm going to let my children go out and trick or treat and be part of this paganistic holiday. This is what we're finding ourselves within. So we remind ourselves of these few verses and this story of Suratul Kahf. Is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, again, He reminds us this Quran has no iwajah with it, no type of deficiency whatsoever, no type of crookedness, no type of mistakes. In those few verses preceding this verse that we're going to start with, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He talks about the sending of the Quran, talks about guidance, talks about how those who claim that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took a son, and some of the Mufassirin, they say this is specific to the Yahud, to the Jews, and some say it's applicable to the Nasara based upon the Qissa. Mukhtalif, there is a discrepancy between the ulama. Either way, in our time, it is applicable to everyone. Because everyone says that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who is free from this, had some type of son or child. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that they were free from this. And then He leads to the story, the children of the Kahf, of the cave. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He talks about here. He said, إِنَّا جَعَلْنَا مَا عَلَى الْأَرْضِ زِينَةً لَهَا لِنَبْلُوَهُمْ أَيُّهُمْ أَحْسَنُ عَمَلًا. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says here, verily we have made that which is on the earth an adornment for it, in order that we may test which of them are best in deeds. Here we have an understanding of what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is teaching us, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants from us. What is it this earth has been created for? This earth, what has it been created for? It has been created with many different adornments, many different beauties, women, money, wealth, children, all of these different things the earth has been created with. This is the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, His messenger, who He has sent with this beautiful book, who He has sent down the ayat of Allah, of His words to Him, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We have and how those companions taught those companions, their companions taught those. And those are the three rightly granted generations. Ibn Kathir, rahimahullah, he mentioned about this verse, he said this world is sweet and green, and Allah makes new generations succeeding one another. He is watching what you will do. Beware of all of the different things that the dunya has for us. This world, and beware of women. For the first affliction that killed the children of Bani Israel suffered was from that of women. Does that mean we dislike women? No. It means for men, the greatest trial and tribulation within this dunya, it is women. It is women. Does that mean we look down upon women? Abadan. The women have a high status in Islam. As many of the biblical scholars, people who are not Muslims say, Islam is the first religion that came with actual written laws and regulations for women. The biblical text before never came with that. Allah Ta'ala. So Islam, the women have a different darajah. They have been blessed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bring about the Anbiya, the Rusul, the prophets and the messengers. Those that are rightly guided, the Siddiq, the truthful, all of them came from a woman. And those women, we honor them and we treat them with kindness. We give them to the best of our ability, and we treat them in a similitude that the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam treated his wives. Ibn Rahimahullah, in commenting on these verses about what is inside of this dunya, Ibn Kathir, in a summary, he mentions that in this dunya, it is so many different things that are here to distract us. There's so many different things that are here to distract us from our original purpose. Our whole purpose in this dunya is to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And what has come, these different zina, these different type of adornments, these different type of distractions, they come to cause us, to distract us from what is our purpose, which is to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by Himself with no partners, no associates. And it is incumbent upon each and every one of us that we ponder over this purpose. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in His promise, He is going to test us to see which one of us are best in our action. Which one of us, when these trials and tribulations come about, which one of us will stay to our purpose and continue to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and put no type of partisanship with Him. making no shirk with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And as we see these days that are amongst us, this time that is approaching, Halloween is right there. The candy stores are everywhere, plastering it everywhere. The stores are selling it. You find the people that are not even Muslim, that have some type of preservation of their own culture, they refuse to celebrate Thanksgiving and Halloween because they know how paganistic it is. But we as Muslims, people were supposed to be free. Part the furthest from shirk. We find ourselves and our families falling into it. No, it's okay, it's in school. No, it's okay, it's okay. They're young, they're gonna learn. Then they grow up, and then we wonder why it is that they want to dress up. Why is it they want to do this? Why they want to put this makeup on? Why they want to be a boy? Why they want to be a girl? But Aslan, when they were born, as boys, they were born as girls. Why do they want to be a dog? All this stupidness, foolishness originates from shirk. And we are indoctrinating our families, our society with this shirk. Our communities. We're seeing celebrations, wide mass spread over celebrating the Mawlid of the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And he is free from this. Free. This is shirk. And us indoctrinating ourselves and our families upon it are leading ourselves and our families to the hellfire. So when we find ourselves pondering what it is that we have been created for, what is our purpose? Worship Allah and to stay firm to what Allah said with no crooked. This book, and He has sent it down to His Nabi, to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Now, in continuing, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He continues the next verse. He says, "Inna لَجَاعِلُونَ مَا عَلَيْهَا صَعِيدًا جُرُزًا." That verily we have made all of that is on the alayha is the earth. Upon the earth, bare, dry soil. Means after having adorned it, will destroy it and make everything on it bare and dry, with no vegetation or any other benefit. And Alfi, rahimahullah, he reported from Ibn Abbas, the great Mufassirin of the Sahaba, the one who the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam made dua and said, Allah yafaqahu fi din. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant you with the understanding of the religion. And that understanding is its implementation within actions and a mentality. Meaning it's i'tiqad, it's belief. This means that everything on it will be wiped out and destroyed. What is to be understood as a Muslim, everything for us is in the ayah. It is not a saying, the verse from the Quran, it is an ayah, its other meaning is a lesson. We are in a time where we are going to see all of the trees dry up. We're going to see the ground dry, turn to stalks, to grow very dry, that they will shrivel up, they will spread around. And for us as a believer, we reflect upon these affairs. When we see this, we think about not what's, oh, it's so beautiful, it's so colorful, blue, green, all this color. We don't think about that. We think about Yom Qiyamah. We think about our deeds, our actions that are going to be put forward. Because what is being spoken about here is from the beginning of Yom Qiyamah, the destruction of this world. Everything will be obliterated. The mountains, everything. In so many different ayat, so many different ahadith that come, that explain everything when this trumpet will be blown, everything will become barren and flat. And this is for us as a believer to sit down and reflect upon it. To sit down and reflect, what is my purpose here? What is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said? He said this beautiful book, the Quran, Lafzul Jalala, with this beautiful speech. For us to sit down and reflect upon it. That when we see these different signs and lessons for us to take from, that we take from them. And it causes us to what? To reflect and return closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Not to say to push us distance and push us further away from Islam. To push us further and further away from who we are and the sole purpose of what we've been created for. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continually says, أَمْ حَسِبْتَ أَنَّ أَصْحَابَ الْكَهْفِ وَالرَّقِيمِ كَانُوا مِنْ آيَاتِنَا عِجَابًا. Here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is continuing. He says here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us about the story of the people of the Kahf. And in a general, what it means, the Ashab al-Kahf, they were a small group of people who fled from shirk. What was their whole purpose? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continues. And we don't have enough time to talk about the story in detail. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He addresses them that they were young men. Right? Later on in the surah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala addresses them specifically that they were at age, and Ibn Uthaymeen rahimahullah, he mentions that they were at a specific age where they were strong enough and they had mentality. But some of the other mufassirin said they were younger. They were not married. They didn't have all of these different things that we would see somebody who would reach an adulthood maybe 18, 20 years old. They were younger than that. But what it is about them that is so unique and so special about the people of the Kahf is that these group of young boys, and some of the ulama, some of the mufassirin, they say that these young boys were not like regular young boys. They were of high, lofty status. They were princes, people that were to inherit kingdom. What was it? They said inherit a kingdom. Not a house, not a little business, a kingdom. They were to be kings on the earth. And this is one of the specific things that causes us to sit down and to reflect about Suratul Kahf. What is our purpose that we have been created? That we have been created by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to worship Him. No matter what our situation is, it means that we have to stop and reflect upon our situation. That no matter what society changes, what it dictates, what it says, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to His Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, this Quran, it will last till the end of time. And this is what we adhere towards a Muslim. This is what we aim to die upon. We don't try to change anything inside of this book. Again, this book is, there's no type of image inside of the Quran. No type of deficiencies inside of the Quran. Some of the Mufassirin, the discrepancy is about how many of them were in the cave, and there was a dog with them. What was so magnificent, and Ibn Uthaymeen rahimahullah mentioned about the people of the Kahf, that the story, they mentioned that this was some say that it was the scribe on the wall that the story was written on. And the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, that he was what? He was illiterate. He could not read or write. So when the rabbis, when they asked these companions of the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam about this story, to see if he was to test and to see if he was truthful, that they what? The only way you could know this if you had to know to read and write. Another small benefit of the sabab in the surah, the reason the Quran, this surah was revealed, is because the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, he did not say insha'Allah. He did not say insha'Allah when he said, tell them I will come tomorrow and then I will tell them the story. Because he was anticipating that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will send revelation to him. And that's not what happened. Because he didn't say insha'Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So what about us? What about us? I'm planning to go to work after this. I'm planning to pick up my child from school today. I'm planning to do this. I'm planning to do that. But none of us say inshallah. He was talking about something that is only going to be said to him. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. What about us? Where is our iqtiqad in our actions? Where is our belief in our actions? Where is it? Is it aligned with this Quran that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sent within its perfection? This deen that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has perfected for each and every one of us, that we may follow and not choose these different pathways, different roads. We have one beautiful pathway. That is the Quran, Sunnah of the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We have no reason to deviate from this path whatsoever. We have Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for guidance. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah wa ba'd. So after looking at the verses, looking at this small group of people that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala He preserved his small tribe. Some say hundreds he is the all knowledgeable of all of the unseen. It's not for us to to differ about it. All we know is that they were in that period there for a very long time. And in that long time, one of the magnificent things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned is that the doorways to this gap, it did not face east or west. Meaning the sun would not arise upon them. They would not see the sun setting or rising, so they didn't know how long they slept. And this is one of the things when they woke up, why they different, how long will we be here for? They don't know. They don't know. But what they knew, their purpose in life, it doesn't matter if we're young, if we're old, if we have some type of deficiency, if we feel, as long as we have a saying, our mind is there, then it is incumbent upon us that we worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَاعْبُدُ اللَّهَ حَتَّى أَتَانَا الْيَقِينُ. Worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala until this thing that is certain is coming for us, which is death. كُلُّ نَفْسٍ ذَائِقَةُ الْمَوْتِ. Every single one of us will die. Our memory, our appointed time has been written for us at the time of our conception. There is no running from it. There is no denying it. What is incumbent is we live our life the way Allah wants us to live our life. It's the way that the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam lived his life. How he taught his companions to live their lives, and so forth. And that is incumbent for us to stick to that. Stick to that jama'ah. Stick to that community. Those are those that are rightly guided. Those are the best of generations. And from what we understand and we take lessons from these people of the Kahf, that they supplicate Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even before getting into the details about their situation, how long they were there, how long all this different type of discrepancies from the next 20 ayat, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned the dua that they made. This is where the believer finds himself. When they find themselves in confusion, when they find themselves lost, when they find themselves falling into some type of discrepancy, all they find themselves in is humility. They find themselves in humility to who? Ar-Rahman. They find themselves in humility to Allah. They find themselves returning back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we erred, we made a mistake, we want something better, we want to do something better, and it's incumbent upon us that we return our affairs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We supplicate Him. The verse comes, أَوَلْ فِتْنَةُ إِلَى الْكَهْفِ فَقَالُوا رَبَّنَا آتِنَا مِن لَدُنكَ رَحْمَةً وَهَيِّئْ لَنَا مِنْ أَمْرِنَا رَشَدًا. Remembering when the young men, mentioned, remembering when the young men fled from refuge to the cave, they said, our Lord, bestow upon us mercy from yourself and facilitate for us our affairs in the right way. Here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us about those young men who fled from their people for the sake of their religion, fearing persecution. So they fled, taking refuge in a cave of a mountain where they hid from their people when they entered the cave. They asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to show mercy, kindness towards them. We have to take this example. Young men, some of us are grown. Some of us has reached that age where the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said from my ummah that they will die between this age period. Some of us has returned to that age, has reached that age. Are we not reflecting upon our affairs? Are we not reflecting? And this story is for the youngest of us also. Those that tamyiz, that have the age of intellect, the ability to differentiate from right from wrong. It is from the youngest of us to the oldest of us. It is what is it that we're doing in good here? Are we upholding Islam? Are we upholding kufr? Are we upholding Islam thinking that it is Islam, but in reality it is shirk? We find the Muslims are selling khabith, selling dukhan everywhere. They're selling. The Muslims are all the stores, their own, selling khamr, selling the liquor. The one who pours it, the ones who sell it, the one who carries it, all of them will have a punishment in the hellfire. That money that is purchased from there, from selling from selling the pork, from selling smoke, all of these different things, there is a special punishment for each of these things that have been mentioned. There's no ikhtilaf between whether the smoking or is permissible or not. It is impermissible 1000%. It harms the body with or without a doubt. Every single the packages that is purchased says surgeon warning on it. Be careful, this causes abortion. These causes all of these different type of things, lung cancer, mouth cancer, throat cancer, all of these different things. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said down in this perfect book, no iwaja, none whatsoever. We find in school, we're allowing our children to enter into all these paganistic holidays. Instead of saying, I'm going to flee from this, I'm going to man up. I'm going to make sure my family has the ability to what? Teach them. To be able to homeschool our children if they cannot be in an Islamic school. Even the Islamic schools have fallen into this nonsense. We have to be like this small town. We have to sit down and reflect what it is that we have been created for. Because every single one of us returns to Allah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask us, what did we do with our knowledge? What did we do with our family? Any money, anything that is earned from the haram, we're finding that it is so disgusting that those acclaiming to Islam are the ones leading all of these different fahsha and munkar. They're the ones selling drugs to the people. They're the ones introducing all of the gangs and violence and shooting, all of these different things. This is not from Islam. We are free from this. 1000%. Islam has nothing to do with that. And those that say it does, they have left the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Those that come upon each and every one of us that we return our affairs to those the similitude that did this, the people of the Kahf. They fled when they were going to receive real bread, real money, a kingdom worth of money. Being a king, they were to inherit a kingdom. Many of us can't even afford a house. They were going to get a kingdom and they were not afraid of that. They were not afraid of poverty. They were not afraid of anything, of being hungry, of starving, of any of those things. They weren't afraid of none of that. What they were afraid of? Fearing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we find ourselves in any type of deficiency, in any type of shortcoming, that it is incumbent upon us that we return to Allah Azza wa Jal and we make tawbah. We make tawbah for our shortcomings and we try our best to do better. Stay away from all of these different haram. Doesn't matter what this dunya is dictating at this day and time. Because if we want to do that, none of us will be here. Not one of us will be in the masjid right now. We'll all be homos or pretending to be dogs. We have some khayr within our hearts. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is guiding us to the masjid. If we'd like to hear a small reminder that we may benefit and change our hand, to change our situation before we meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So whatever it is that we can remind one another with, let us remind one another. Let us be there for one another. Let us make sure that we establish the right of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the masjid and that each and every one of us makes our honest, conscientious effort to pray our Salatul Jama'ah. Not Jama'ah, the congregational prayer, 5 times a day. That this will repel. إِنَّ الصَّلَاةَ تَنْهَى عَنِ الْفَحْشَاءِ وَالْمُنكَرِ. That definitely, without a doubt, the salah, it repels all type of fahsha wal munkar. Fahsha, any type of lewdness, anything that leads to zina, all of those things, any type of things that are not found in the Quran, that are not found in the Sunnah, that it is punishable, or we are going to be blameworthy for. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide us. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the best of the dunya and the akhirah. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to save ourselves and our families from making shirk with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, from that which we know and that which we do not know. آمين. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك وأقم الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله. So, so also, we have some space on this side. Let's fill up the first row first, and then if we need, we can also step forward with the point of space for brothers that are bring the second.